Mats, welcome to the global conversation on the World Intelligence Congress. And really, we are so happy to have you at the World Intelligence Congress because you are a professor of technology and a famous expert on innovation. Why AI matters so much.
Thank you very much, David, for this opportunity to talk to you. Why AI is so important is because it has two characteristics. One is that it is a general purpose technology. But the other thing, which I think is even more important, is that artificial intelligence, and in particular then deep learning machine learning, it actually is an invention that changes the way we invent. And to just give the idea of how important that is, we can compare it with the optical lens. The optical lens changed how we can perceive the world. And the same revolution we will see now with artificial intelligence and the learning algorithms. That in huge amounts of data that no human being can make sense of, we can suddenly see the patterns. And that, I think, when we have something that is both a general purpose technology that can be used everywhere and that allows us to see, perceive, and understand things beyond what our senses could see before, that will revolutionize the world.
How do you see the significance of 5G for our societies?
We should see that in order to really reap the benefits out of this new technology, we really need three things. We need data, we need intelligence to make sense of the data, but we also need connectivity because the data has to travel. And the interesting thing there, I think, is we need to understand that this technological development is exponential.
We understand this fascinating triangle, data, algorithms, and connectivity. And there are also other changes probably connected with this triangle in biotech, applications of quantum physics, and so on. And I wanted to ask the expert about innovation, Mats. What for you is the next big disruption among these disruptive world?
Thank you. That's a very interesting question because we have for quite some time now been talking a lot about disruptions. If I reflect upon what we just talked about the potential of artificial intelligence, of course, it has the potential to change very many industries, very many parts of our society, and we will probably see a lot of disruption. The key thing with disruption, because there are many different understandings of what that means, is of course that it changes an existing system so that it actually becomes very different from before. Disruption can be seen both as the process, as we are doing something that is very different from before, but it could also be seen as the outcome.
I have a very last question, if you allow me. We spoke about AI, and you have introduced this fascinating idea of a new power of the vision of things, not smaller things, not further things in the space, but patterns. Then we discussed about this triangle, data, algorithms, and connectivity. But how do we make sure that more people around us are having the right innovative mindsets?
The first thing, if we look at how should everyone be able to contribute more, we need better education. The more knowledge we have, everyone has, because everyone can innovate, the more knowledge we have, the more likely we are that we will come up with fruitful ideas that in the end can become innovation. However, innovation is not something that is performed by one individual. Sometimes we We cherish the entrepreneurs and the inventors, but to be honest, large-scale innovation is always the result of a collective.
Mats, thank you so much for this truly rich presentation and very profound, because there are many ideas. People will listen carefully. This very profound contribution to the World Intelligence Congress, which itself is in itself a contributor for more innovation, because it's also very important for minds from different backgrounds, different cultures, to meet, to discuss, to acknowledge complexity, and to let in the complexity, from within the complexity, the emergence of new ideas, new values.